Have you ever been in a conversation where it feels like you're just, waiting for your turn to talk? So many of us are taught what to say, but not really how to talk. And, just as important, how to truly listen. Well, today, we're diving into a really powerful framework called Oracy that can, honestly, change all of that. But first, to really get why these skills are so crucial, we need to start with a problem that affects all of us. And that is the danger of the single story. The author Chimamanda Adichie warned us about this so brilliantly. See, when we only have one narrative about a person or a place or an idea, we end up creating stereotypes. And here's the thing about stereotypes. It's not that they're untrue, it's that they are incomplete. They make that one story become the only story. That's a huge question, isn't it? How do we actively seek out and really understand all those other overlapping stories? Well, it all starts by changing the way we communicate with each other. And that brings us right to the solution, this structured, really intentional practice called Oracy. So here's the crucial point. Oracy isn't just about being a good public speaker, not at all. Think of it more like a complete toolkit for dialogue. It's about using talk to think together, to build on ideas, and to genuinely understand perspectives that are different from our own. These are basically the ground rules for a conversation that actually goes somewhere. And they aren't just polite suggestions, they are active principles. Just look at this one right here. We are prepared to change our mind. I mean, how powerful is that? It completely shifts the goal from winning an argument to reaching a shared understanding. That's a game changer. Okay, so a huge part of this whole process begins not with speaking, but with its often neglected counterpart, listening. Come on, be honest. We all like to think we are, right? But effective listening is actually an active skill, and it has different levels of engagement. Let's take a look at a model that helps us visualize this whole thing. So this is the listening ladder, and it's a fantastic way to illustrate the journey of a listener. It shows that listening isn't just one single action, but a progression. You start at the bottom with the basics, and you literally climb your way up toward a deeper understanding and empathy. Let's break down how this works. Step 1, you just give your full attention. No phones, no distractions, you're just there. Then you move from clarifying questions, like, what did you mean by that, to probing questions that dig deeper. And that final step, summarizing back what you heard, that isn't just about being polite. It's an incredibly powerful tool to confirm that you've truly understood their story. All right, so once we've started mastering listening, we need to make sure our conversations are balanced, where everyone gets a chance not just to speak, but to contribute in a really meaningful way. And this is where discussion roles come in. By consciously taking on these different roles, a group can make sure all the necessary conversational moves get made. The real insight here is to listen to the group and ask yourself, what does this discussion need right now? If everyone's agreeing, maybe it needs a challenger. If an idea is good but it's kind of undeveloped, it needs a builder. This whole system stops the conversation from being dominated by just one person or one viewpoint. Let's just take the prober, for example. This role is absolutely vital. A prober is the person who pushes beyond those surface-level statements and asks for evidence or for deeper reasoning. They're the ones who help the group move from just opinions to really well-supported ideas. So, you might be thinking, okay, this all sounds great for a debate club or a humanities class, but how does it apply anywhere else? Well, the short answer is everywhere. Just look at this comparison. It shows the incredible range of Oracy. On one side, you're using it to explore these deep, personal narratives, the very stories that shape who we are. And on the other, you're using it to debug code. The context is completely different, but the core skills, they're identical. Explaining your thought process, building on someone else's logic, and clarifying really complex ideas. So let's bring it all back together. Why does mastering this art of speaking and listening truly matter in our lives? What's the big deal? It matters because it's the most direct path away from the danger of that single story we talked about at the beginning. When you can climb the listening ladder and you can play different roles in a discussion, you're no longer just a passive recipient of information. You become an active co-creator of understanding, someone who is capable of seeing the world in all its rich, complex, and beautiful, overlapping detail. So, here's a final thought to take with you. The very next time you're in a conversation, think about these tools. Will you be the builder, the challenger, or maybe you'll just focus on climbing that listening ladder one rung at a time? The choice is yours.